All right, so we just saw the 18.3 workout announcement, and it's time to start game planning. So let's start by talking about the workout. We knew this was coming, right? It's just a matter of time before the skill elements start to make their appearance in the open. We got a little grace period for the first 2 weeks of the open, very minimal skill, all go essentially, and now it's 100% skill. It's going to be a challenge for us in some cases just to control our approach and control our expectations going into a workout like this, and then adjusting our plan for the 14-minute AMRAP, which is what it's going to be for everybody. I don't see anybody finishing the 2 rounds, especially after watching the best of the best go at it. And doing the math, I mean, just mathematically it doesn't make sense for anyone to finish it. So the game plan is going to be important. I'm going to spend most of this video talking about how to place yourself into different segments, I guess, or different categories, and then create a game plan based upon that. There's 3 quick tips for this workout. First thing is just to chill out. It's just fitness. We knew these things were coming, right? We had an entire year from last year from the Open to work on them if we have that sort of experience. Or this is just a good chance for us to really see where we're at with our skills and how to assess and move forward over the next year. So we're just going to remain calm, not only in our approach, but also while we're doing the movements. Second thing is just because you can doesn't mean you should. I say this a lot in group classes. What I'm talking about is just because you can do 100 double unders doesn't mean you should in a workout like this, for example. Or for ring muscle-ups, just because you can do 6 unbroken ring muscle-ups doesn't mean you should. So setting up a game plan and a breakout strategy is going to be important. We'll touch on each movement individually after. And then part 3 is coming up with a plan. So an exact breakout strategy and an exact plan of how you're going to go through this workout so that once you get into your 14-minute piece, you know exactly what you're going to be doing and when you're going to be doing it. This helps us remain calm. It gives us a sense of purpose over the 14 minutes instead of stressing out, worrying about when we get to that one movement, how we're going to do. So first movement for RX is double unders. Big thing for our double unders is just to relax. Relax your breathing, relax your shoulders, and let your hands do the work. We're going to have to manage our grip, so breaking up before you need to is going to be a good strategy. The double under is also a tie break. So every time you complete 100 double unders, there is a tie break time there. So in the later rounds or wherever you're at, close to the 14-minute mark, it's going to turn into a little bit of a race to get a tie break time. So keep that in mind and include that in your little strategy session that you're going to be having on your own. For the overhead squats, a very different weight ratio from RX to scaled. So you can talk about your coach in your class of how to approach that. But 2 options for getting the barbell from the ground to overhead: clean and jerk, snatch. Clean and jerk is going to allow for a little bit more of a narrow grip, but that requires a little bit more shoulder mobility and just overall mobility as a whole. And then our snatching, power snatch into overhead squat or squat snatch, and then that first squat snatch counts as your first overhead squat. You're not going to win the workout here, but you can definitely blow yourself up here, okay? Doing a max unbroken set of overhead squats is, again, not going to be the best approach. Being able to keep yourself below that red line and manage your shoulder fatigue as you go through it is going to be very beneficial. Next movement in the RX is ring muscle-ups. This may be your opportunity to get your first ring muscle-up. If that's your strategy, then you have a set of double unders, you have overhead squats, and you have a second set of double unders before you get here. So managing that first bit of work is going to be very important, and having a game plan so that you're not overly fatigued when you get to the rings is going to set you up for success in completing that first ring muscle-up. If you have smaller sets of ring muscle-ups, maybe resorting to a false grip and doing singles can really help save your shoulders through that transition portion, just something to think about. And if you have bigger sets of ring muscle-ups, like 5+ unbroken, you're going to want to step it back and stay at a sub-maximal effort. And remember that you're going to be fatigued by the time you get here. You have done a good chunk of work. 220 reps already. Once you get through the ring muscle-ups, back to the double unders. Again, you'll already have a game plan for those. And then we come across dumbbell snatches, which, to be honest, are a complete joke at this point. If you've made it through the work required to get to the dumbbell snatches, they're a non-issue for you. But there are some things that we need to be conscious about going into this. It's the standards. Both ends of the dumbbell have to touch the ground now, and you have to switch hands below eye level if you're doing touch and go reps. Old standards still apply. You guys know all that stuff. Going back to dubs, stick to your plan, and then bar muscle-ups. If you got through your 12 ring muscle-ups, bar muscle-ups probably are a non-issue for you as well. So just managing with short sets, short breaks that we talk about all the time in group class with our gymnastics work, and remembering to use your hips. Your shoulders are going to be tired by the time you get to this point. So make sure you're getting a big kip, getting those hips right up to the bar every single time. If we're doing this workout scaled, we have single unders, empty bar overhead squats, and pull-ups. So this may be an opportunity for you to get your very first pull-up. Since the RX workout and the scaled workout vary so much, we're gonna have two separate warm-ups, okay? Stick to either the scaled warm-up or the RX warm-up, depending on which approach you're going to be taking. Big question is, should I try to RX it? My answer is yes. Let's battle through some double unders. Let's battle through some overhead squats. The only reason why I would suggest not doing RX is if that overhead squat is going to put you in a vulnerable position and your safety is going to be compromised. That's going to be a hard no for me and from all the other coaches. So accept that if that's something that comes up. But other than that, this is something that I can see a lot of us attempting more than once, especially if we're looking to get that first. It can be very exciting. So your approach to this is very important. Know where you are. Know what you're trying to accomplish in the open. Are you trying to get your first ring muscle up? Are you trying to get your first pull up? That's pretty much going to decide whether you go scaled or RX. That's pretty much all I got for you guys until you come in tomorrow. Your plan's going to be very individualized, so please take the time to write out a game plan for yourself. Print off a scorecard at home and write it out on there. That would be great, and bring it with you to the gym. The skills are here. They came all at once. It's going to be a fun week. I'll see you guys all here tomorrow.